Hello, sports fans. Welcome to Super Sports Central. Today I will be giving you all key information and everything you need to know to fill out your bracket. So before I start, it is extremely hard to get a perfect bracket. There's never been a perfect bracket. There's millions filled out each year. And the odds of a perfect bracket are 1 in 9.2 quintillion if you guess or flip a coin for each game. If you know something about basketball, then it's a 1 in 120.2 billion. The average person gets 2/3 of their bracket correctly. So we are going to start. So this is what the bracket looks like. So the 4 1 seeds are Gonzaga, Baylor, Illinois, and Michigan. So first, when you go through, a 16 seed and a 1 seed have played each other 140 times. A 16 seed has won exactly once in 2018 when UMBC beat Virginia. I don't see any 16-1 upsets this year, especially with Gonzaga, with how good they are. And Baylor. So I don't see any 16-1 upsets. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in the 1 seeds. Then I'm just going to go down starting with the West. And then I'm going to go down to the East, then South, then Midwest. So 8 seeds versus 9 seeds. Oklahoma versus Missouri. So this game, 8 seeds are 84 and 80 versus 9 seeds. So that is almost 50-50. In 2019, the last year we had the tournament, 9 seeds won all of the games. However, I don't think that's going to be the case this year because I think Oklahoma's going to win. So I'm going to go through first round first, then I'll go second round, Sweet 16, Elite 8. Creighton, I think, is going to win, despite them not having a good performance in the Big East Championship against Georgetown. I think Creighton will win. And 5 seeds are 107 and 53 versus 12 seeds. So I think that's another reason Creighton will win. However, sometimes there is upsets. Virginia versus Ohio. Some people think it's going to be Ohio here, but I don't think it will be. I think it'll be Virginia. And while, yes, they have been dealing with some COVID issues, I think they'll be able to play, and I think they'll win. USC versus the winner of Wichita State versus Drake. Wichita State and Drake play in the first 4, which will be held on Thursday. So, as I just mentioned, no, I didn't just say this, but 6 seeds are 102 and 58 versus 11 seeds. So that's a little bit more likely for an upset of an 11 seed over a 6 seed. And I think we will most likely have an upset here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill out the bracket, and then we are going to go through things that happen almost every time, or typically happen. So for this game, I would pick the winner of the Wichita State Drake game for the upset. Then 3 seed Kansas, I like in that game, and another team that's been dealing with COVID issues. However, 3 seeds are 119 and 21 versus 14 seeds. So I have to go with Kansas. Because Kansas, I think they'll win the game, and because they're a pretty good team. Alright, 7 versus 10. I think it's going to be Oregon. 7 seeds are 99 and 65 versus 10 seeds. So I think Oregon will win. And while I'm not sure if I'm going to put it in my bracket here. However, I think Oregon can be capable of a Cinderella run. And then 2 seed Iowa, I also like. So, and 2 seeds are 132 and 8 versus 15 seeds. So there's only been 8 upsets, 2 upsets, and I don't think it's going to happen here. So now Gonzaga, Oklahoma. I think it is going to be Gonzaga. Gonzaga has not lost a game this season. They are entering the tournament. They're the first team to enter the tournament undefeated since Kentucky in 2015. The last team that has won the tournament undefeated was Indiana in 1974. So Gonzaga and 1 seeds are 69 and 17 versus 8 seeds. And that's what we have right there. We have Gonzaga versus Oklahoma. So I'm going to take Gonzaga to keep their season. And then Creighton versus Virginia. 4 seeds versus 5 seeds. 4 seeds are 53 and 42 versus a 5 seed. I think, well, Virginia, I just mentioned Virginia was dealing with COVID issues. I think it's going to be Virginia because they're the defending champions, so they should look to be going on a strong run. Wichita State / Drake versus Kansas. 3 seeds are 38 and 17 versus 11. 38 and 17 versus 11 seeds. I think it's probably going to be Kansas. However, I think it will be Wichita State in that game, not Drake. But Wichita State, they were the regular season champion of the AAC. The overall conference champion was Houston. But I think it's going to be Kansas, ending the winner of the first 4 game between Wichita State and Drake's run right there. 2 seed Iowa versus 7 seed Oregon. 2 seeds are 68 and 29 versus 7 seeds. I think it's going to be, so now I'm kind of torn because Iowa is a good team, but I think I'm very close on this one, but I think I'm going to have to go with Iowa. Whoops. Okay. So now Gonzaga versus Virginia. 1 seeds are 53 and 22 versus 4 seeds. And I think Gonzaga is just going to keep going. I expect Gonzaga at least in the Final Four. So now, I think they're probably going to be in the championship game, but that's just me. And if they don't make the championship game, I expect they run very similar to Kentucky's in 2015 when Kentucky lost in the Final Four. Kansas versus Iowa. 3 seeds are... Actually, I'll rephrase that. 2 seeds are 41 and 27 versus 3 seeds. But I see Kansas keep going. I think it's going to be Kansas Gonzaga in the Elite Eight. Okay. 1 seed Gonzaga versus 3 seed Kansas. 1 seeds are 25 and 15 versus 3 seeds. And I think it's going to be 1 seed Gonzaga in the Final Four. So now we've filled out the West portion, and I'm going to scroll down to the East portion, where 1 seed Michigan. So LSU, I think will win that game. Colorado, Georgetown. A lot of people are looking at Georgetown because of how well they played in the Big East tournament. In fact, they won the Big East tournament with wins over the 1 seed in the tournament and the 2 seed in the tournament, Villanova and Creighton. 5 seeds are, as I mentioned before, 107 and 53 versus 12 seeds. And I see I see Georgetown extending their season farther with a win over Colorado. Florida State, I think, will win. 4 seeds are, I don't think I said this one before, but 4 seeds are 111 and 28 versus 13 seeds. And I think it's going to probably be Florida State. BYU versus the winner of UCLA and Michigan State. Michigan State is in the first 4, and they play UCLA in the last first 4 game. I think it's going to be really close between these 2 teams, whoever BYU ends up playing. I'm kind of torn on a decision, not because BYU is bad. They're actually a really good team. It's just because I think it's going to be very close, but I think I'm going to have to go with BYU. Then 3 seed Texas I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick 7 seed UConn over 10 seed Maryland. And I'm going to pick Alabama as the 2 seed there. So now we have Michigan, LSU. That's another 1 seed, 8 seed. I'm going to go with Michigan. Georgetown, Florida State. This one is really close for me. 4 seeds are 29 and 12 versus 12 seeds. So I'm going to go with Florida State, the 4 seed. 3 seed Texas versus 6 seed BYU. 3 seeds are 52 and 38 versus um 6 seeds, and because of how good BYU is, I think I'm going to take them over Texas. UConn versus Alabama. I'm gonna go with Alabama. So Alabama. Right now we have Michigan, Florida State, BYU, Alabama. 1 seeds are 53 and 22 versus 4 seeds. So I'm going to keep Michigan, and I'm going to say Florida State is going to lose to Michigan. BYU, Alabama. I haven't mentioned this yet. So 2 seeds are 26 and 10 versus 6 seeds. And I think BYU is going to keep going over Alabama. So that would put BYU, Michigan, 1 seed versus 6 seed. 1 seeds are 11 and 5 versus 6 seeds. Well, I'd like to go with the 1 seed here. I think it's going to still be BYU. So BYU. Now, we have BYU, Gonzaga in the Final Four. But I'm going to do the Final Four all at once. Alright, we already have Baylor over Hartford over here. Now, North Carolina, Wisconsin. I think it's going to be North Carolina. Alright, Villanova is the 5 seed in this part of the bracket. And some people are saying it's going to be an upset over there, but I think it's going to be Villanova. And some people are saying upset because Villanova is without one of their best players after he had a season-ending knee injury a few weeks ago against Creighton. Another game over here, I think it's going to be Purdue. And then Texas Tech, Utah State. This one's pretty tough for me, but I think I'm going to go with Texas Tech. So now we have 3 seed Arkansas that I also think will advance. We have Florida versus Virginia Tech. Well, Virginia Tech didn't play that well in the ACC tournament. I think that was just a fluke, and I think they'll advance past Florida. And then I'm going to pick 2 seed Ohio State. So now we have Baylor, North Carolina. Another 1 seed, 8 seed. I'm going to keep Baylor in. Villanova, Purdue. 4 seeds and 5 seeds are 4 seeds are 53 and 42 versus 5 seeds. I would like to go with Villanova here, but I think it's going to probably be Purdue. Alright, Texas Tech, Arkansas. Arkansas lost to LSU in the SEC semifinal, but I think it's going to be Arkansas because they've had an extremely good season. And then Ohio State, Virginia Tech. Ohio State played extremely well against another extremely good team in Illinois, so I think it's going to be Ohio State in that game. So now Baylor, Purdue. I'm going to take Baylor. And then Ohio State, Arkansas. I'm going to go with Ohio State. And 1 seeds and 2 seeds. I'm going to go with Ohio State. So now we're almost done. So now we did this one. Illinois. And then 8 seed Loyola Chicago. Loyola Chicago had a great run from an 11 seed a few years ago. However, I don't see them advancing past the first round, past Georgia Tech, who's your ACC champion. So I'm going to go Georgia Tech. then Tennessee, Oregon State. I'm going to go with Tennessee. Oklahoma State, Liberty. I think Oklahoma State's actually ranked a little bit low here, so I'm definitely going to take Oklahoma State. Syracuse and San Diego State. Another team that had a good run a few years ago, Syracuse. I see them upsetting San Diego State. West Virginia, I think, is going to win. Clemson, Rutgers. I think this game's extremely close in my mind, and I have to go with Clemson. Houston, I would also like. And then we have Illinois versus Georgia Tech. 1 seeds are uh, 72-8 versus 9 seeds. So that is an extremely good record. So I'm going to take Illinois. Oklahoma State, Tennessee. As I mentioned, Oklahoma State I see is underrated. So I'm going to keep Oklahoma State going. Syracuse, West Virginia. This is pretty tough, but I think I'm going to go with West Virginia. Clemson, Houston. I'm going to go with Houston. Alright, we have Illinois, Oklahoma State. This is really close for me. So, I'm going to actually save this one for when we go over a few of my other tips. In West Virginia, Houston, I'm going to go with West Virginia. So now, some of my other tips. Oh wait, first I'm just going to fill out Gonzaga, BYU. I would take Gonzaga. So now that's Gonzaga in the championship. So now they're 1 game away from an undefeated season. But I'm going to hold on filling this for just a minute. So, hold on. Well, I can't find that one, but oh wait, here it is. The sum of the seeds you have in the Final Four should not be higher than 20. The average is about 11.2, so that rounds to 11. So we have 1 seed Gonzaga, 6 seed BYU. That adds to 7. 2 seed Oklahoma State. That's 8, 9. And then we have Illinois, Oklahoma State. The winner of that game, I think, will go to the Final Four. So I'm going to go with Illinois. And then Illinois in the Final Four. So now our sum there is 10. And I think that's close enough to 11. So I'm going to go with Illinois over Ohio State. And Gonzaga over Illinois. I'll get to a score prediction in a minute. But first, I just want to make sure this is how we want everything after I go over all this stuff. A 12 seed or worse has never made the Final Four. Our lowest seed we have is a 6 seed. There's never been a Final Four with no teams from the Eastern time zone. So we have Gonzaga, BYU, Illinois, So, Ohio State is in the Eastern time zone. So, that is a good sign. So now we have a Final Four with a team from the Eastern time zone. A 5 seed has never won a national title. We don't have any 5 seeds in the Final Four. There has never been an Elite Eight without a 1 seed. So we have 1 seeds. I have all the 1 seeds in the Elite Eight. So now there's never been 3 1 seeds out after the first week. So that means the first round and second round, there's always more than one seed left. We have all 4 of our 1 seeds still there. Football powers: Alabama, Clemson, USC, Notre Dame, Miami, Nebraska, and Texas have never made it to the championship. The farthest we have any of them is, I think it's Alabama in the Sweet 16. Yep, Alabama in the Sweet 16. So now, coaches over 70 have never won a national title. This year, Florida State and Syracuse, their coaches are both over 70. And Duke's coach is also over 70, but they're not in the tournament. No team has a better chance to make the Final Four or the championship than a 1 seed. You shouldn't pick all 4 1 seeds because there's only been a Final Four with all 4 1 seeds one time. You should pick 4 upsets between 10, 11, and 12 seeds in the first round. So let's check if we did that. We have Wichita State / Drake over USC. That's 1. We have Georgetown over Colorado. That's 2. We have Syracuse over San Diego State. That's 3. And we have Virginia Tech over Florida. That's 4. Alright, so we meet that requirement. You should pick between 10 and 16 total upsets. We have 1, 2. We have upset 3 with Georgetown. And then upset 4 with BYU over Texas. Upset 5 with BYU over Alabama. And upset 6 with BYU over Michigan. We have upset 7 with Syracuse over San Diego State. We have, I don't count 8 seed, 9 seed as upset. So we have, how many did I say we were at? I lost track. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Upset 7 with West Virginia over Houston. We have upset 8, Virginia Tech over Florida. And that's it. So we only have 8 upsets. So now a few of these that I was borderline on, I think I might go and change. So Utah State and Texas Tech, I'm going to switch that one. So that puts us at upset 9. And I think I'm actually good on the upsets right now. So I'm going to stick with 9 upsets. Um, if you want to pick the games based off mascots, dogs beat cats. In 8 of the past 9 tournaments, a 7 seed or higher has made the Elite 8. The Elite 8, we have a 6 seed, we have 1-6, 1-3, 1-3, and 1-2. I think it's going to stay that way. However, if we do want a 7 seed, I think Oregon is a good pick. And then since 2013, at least one 7 seed or higher has made the Final Four. I think BYU at a 6 seed is close enough. You should not have 10 double-digit seeds advancing from the first round, and no more than 5 advancing from the second round. The Big Ten has had 12 straight seasons with 2 teams advancing to the Sweet 16. Let's check that on our bracket. Big Ten, we have Purdue in the Sweet 16, that's 1. Ohio State in the Sweet 16, that's 2. So we already meet that requirement. The ACC has had at least 1 team in the Elite 8. In the Elite 8, we have ACC. No, we do not have a ACC team in the Elite 8. However, I don't really know if it's going to necessarily have that happen. So, and that's basically all the tips. This is just my opinion right here. 10 teams I can't see getting upset in the first round. Gonzaga, Illinois, Baylor, Michigan, Ohio State, Kansas, Oklahoma State, Houston, West Virginia, and Alabama. Teams I can see getting upset in the first round: USC, Colorado, San Diego State, Tennessee, and Florida. Alright, sports fans, that's it for today. This was a really long one. Share this video. Like, subscribe, comment, and share this video so we could try to have people having great brackets with all these bracket tips. And thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you tomorrow, Tuesday, for sports news.